go to the public works authority first?
Yes.
Okay, now call to order the regular meeting of, or a special meeting of the Clinton Public Works Authority. Let's go through these. I don't have a computer for everybody to look at the screen, but I have an agenda right in front of me. Action item 2, or number 2 on the special meeting is request authorization to negotiate with OSIDA regarding the water agreement. Lisa, do you want to lead us into that?
I'm going to refer these to Dawn.
I spoke with, first off, I want to start the meeting off by saying thanks for the water restrictions last week. That got us out of a bind on Saturday. We had a main break and a structure fire both on Saturday, and if we'd had water night the night before, it would have been a bad deal.
Where do the water towers stand now?
They're full. Got full towers this morning. We are 3 feet from the 2 million running over, so we're back full again. On OSIDA, Chuck Hayden, the facilities manager, called me a couple weeks ago and wanted to discuss the water we were taking from them to Clinton Lake. I went with him Tuesday morning and met over at OSIDA, and we had a gentleman's agreement at 10 cents a thousand on the water. The wells pump 50 gallons a minute. They've been pumping for 2 years, and I told him that we could back pay back for a year. The total's gonna be 5,256 if we go off the average of the last 2 years on what we're gonna pay them per year. We're gonna read the meters every month and send them the meter readings, and they're gonna invoice us accordingly. I guess Ryan probably favor it up. So,
Was this agreement, this was an agreement that Steve and you had negotiated?
No, I had not heard of it.
I looked back in some old emails that I had over several of these items that we're discussing today, and there's some redundancy in some of this stuff. I specifically, I didn't have time to print it out and have it in front of me here, but I was just looking at it today. Looks like that Steve was already in negotiations with OSIDA at some point, and had all this worked out. I'll get a copy of those emails.
Well, I'm the one that made the contact with OSIDA, and I worked out the 10 cents, and that's been worked out for a year, 6 months or a year. Now, I didn't realize we'd been taking water.
You know, we've been pumping those 2 wells nonstop for 2 years.
Okay.
That's, yeah,
Well, that's good. Do they ever turn those off?
no, not the ones that we're pumping.
Okay.
Is there more?
There are more on the air part, on the actual air part. There's-
Also belong to OSIDA?
Yeah. Those do not pump 50 gallons a minute, and they would shut us on and off on those. We somehow have to work out something where when they were taking water to fill their towers, they read the meter at that point. I mean, it'd be a logistics nightmare on those.
Do we need to send Ryan over there? Do you want us to send Ryan over there?
I don't think that's necessary. I think everybody's in agreement with everything.
I have.
Okay.
10 cents a thousand. We do actually need this water. We pump it to the water plant, and that's what feeds the KOA in the houses, you know.
Well, are we taking any water from our wells at the well field on our property?
That's the 2 I'm talking about.
If we're not actually, okay,
Yeah,
those are our wells.
there are wells outside this water rights.
Why are they outside of water right?
They've got the documentation on them. Chuck had it, I think.
The only thing I can think of, Don, is when the original did that lease for Clint Sherman, they must have requested all water rights, and those wells must have been listed in the inventory of water.
Well, they shouldn't have been, because that actually the city of Clinton property never had anything to do with it.
I don't know, I've never seen it.
Those were Clinton Sherman Industrial Airport wells.
They're on city Clinton property.
They are on city.
You were,
Yeah.
But we're not taking any water from any of those wells at Burns Lake,
Not on the airport.
not on the airport.
No. They have 3 operational, and only one of them is on the side of the airport that we could actually get water out of.
Do we need to look and make sure that the water rights leave along the side?
I think so. Check that. How they got it?
Maybe we should ask for it back.
Yeah. It's our property.
Yeah. Wasn't that kind of what we ran into a little bit with the water rights were released?
Well, it's actually a little bit different, because you're required to pay a fee to the Water Resources Board for a yearly fee. Actually, there's no fee, you have to fill a form yearly and send it into the Water Resources Board.
Well, we've been filling it out on these wells though.
I doubt it, because, and I'll tell you why, because Bill Lately wrote a letter, we got a copy of that letter that he wrote 10 years ago, 12 years ago. We paid a rental to the land, to Circus on where the water rights were. And he opted to quit paying that rental. And in my opinion, by virtue of him discontinuing the rental, we lost any rights we might have into the water rights. So, but I think we need to look at the water rights on our property.
I will look back on these, but I do think that at the time when the conveyance was to Osida, that these wells were, but I'll have the paperwork.
I wouldn't.
I think that's correct.
Well, look at it.
Okay.
All right. Do we need to go and make a motion to get this one over with? How often does the motion need to be? Just need to grant, authority to negotiate with the SIDA, bring us back a contract.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Trustee Rudolph,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Hewland,
Yes.
trustee Syring,
Yes.
chairman Adams.
Yes. But we also need to see, make sure that they do have water rights. Action item 3, Don, go ahead. Followed by?
Yesterday, me and some members of the Burns McDonald team were in a meeting, Oklahoma City with the Water Resources Board and Department of Environmental Quality, 2 different meetings. We discussed the poly line at length in those meetings. DEQ is gonna require a construction permit for above-ground lines. We have to get a variance also. Neither entity wanted the water to go into the lake, and we can't put the water into the treatment plant from those wells because they're not municipal quality construction on the wells.
Well, let me interrupt you, Sam. I talked to Pat Cornell this morning, the attorney for Canute, right? And he tells me that Canute, I think this last week, was approved for their loan. Their RO plant documents were approved, and they are proceeding ahead with drilling their wells for the well field to comply with the contract that they have with us. They will be bidding those wells in the, he said, as quickly as possible. I questioned Pat a little bit about those wells, the 2 existing wells on the Davis property. No, Rutherford property. And he said whenever they did the test on those wells, that they pulled the casing out of those wells and didn't put the casing back in because because of some type of oil residue. He didn't know, and I just found that information out today. So in my opinion, if DEQ will not let us pump water from those wells
Well, another,
into our plant, but I don't know that we could even pump water out of those wells because there's not any casing.
you know, they would, amen. Another thing that, while you're talking to Mr. Cornell, Canute has not done anything with the Water Resources Board on getting the water rights turned over to the town of Canute. They're kind of behind the ball on
They
that.
haven't done what now? What'd you say?
The water rights aren't transferred to the city of Canute.
Oh, really?
At this point.
So they're still behind.
They're a little behind.
Well, I assume that, they,
Yeah.
their engineer
Yeah.
just finished up the work, so I assume that they will probably get on that pretty quick.
I would imagine
Because
that
I
would
would
move
think they
fast.
would have to do
Yeah.
that before they could bid out the water wells.
That's correct. Yeah.
Are they bidding at the municipal water wells or just test wells?
Municipal.
The real ones? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So they're moving along. They're moving along.
I just got that information about 11:15 this morning.
What they're proposing over there is the 2 wells and a storage tank at our tie-in point. And there's gonna be a 500,000 gallon storage tank, if I'm not mistaken, which will be a day's supply, and future plans are for the town of Canute and the city of Clinton to use out of that storage tank.
Well, that's-
As they expand their well field, it's gonna be a good deal once they get everything going.
How many wells do they have to drill, do you know? Do they know?
They're proposing 12.
Really?
He said they're gonna start off with 2.
Yeah.
He said he told me he thought each well would cost $400 million to be drilled, but DEQ.
That's amazing.
I don't know that we need to discuss
No,
polypipe, because I personally, with what I found out in the last few days, I don't see that we can take any water from those 2 existing wells. Because if we try to take water from those wells, we trigger the pay provision in that contract, and if those wells cave in,
we're still paying.
we're still paying.
And we lose whatever we drop down there.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna put anything in there.
I think the next 3 items follow the same course of action.
Agenda 4, the booster pump, and agenda 5,
Yeah.
the well pumps. Those are all there.
Yes.
I don't see that, I don't see it being feasible right now because of the fact there's no casing in those wells.
Right. Bill, okay, yeah.
I have one simple question. Why, just in the past, we've had these meetings where, I'm talking about me personally. I'm sitting up here and I've got 7 agenda items in front of me. Today is the first, I am just hearing about this OSIDA stuff today. Why do we have these meetings where I come in here and I don't have any idea what the agenda is just there with no commentary, this could have been resolved with just a letter. And basically, with your discretion saying, this is what I found out, and then we could have talked about this on Tuesday night.
I think
Is that
where
not?
this stemmed from was last Friday, we were given directives to get the water plant running, get the poly pipe laid, get the Canute wells running into Clinton Lake. That's gonna far exceed what Lisa or I either one could approve.
We all are in agreement, though, that at that point, that the wells were not going to be able to be pumped. The lake has been turned off at this point. I don't understand.
The lake wasn't turned off until 7 this morning. That's when the towers were full.
That was the goal, wasn't it?
That was.
Absolutely. I would like to see what I'm saying is that I'm really tired of coming into these meetings and having no information about, you want to talk about cost and things, why don't we pass that along? You have that information on Thursday, let's have it this morning. I mean, we could have talked about OSIDA in an email this morning and discussed it on Tuesday.
I got back from Oklahoma City last night, finding this stuff out. I mean,
Could
before
we-
that,
Could we have talked about this Tuesday? I'm just asking.
this next Tuesday,
Yeah.
at the time the lake was running and we're draining the lake, every minute that plant's running. I didn't think that we needed to wait until Tuesday with the lake running.
Listen,
The towers weren't full.
Well, part of this is the timeframe of when we have to give the information, we had to give 48 hours notice. When we called the meeting on Tuesday, a lot of these variables were still unknown. So Wednesday and Thursday, more information was gathered. We felt that it would be better to have the meeting and give the information in the event that we needed to take action on it. That way it wouldn't go on through Tuesday. Now, the OSIDA could have waited until Tuesday, but the other things, if action needed to be taken, that's why we called a special meeting, but we had to give 48 hours notice. So when this agenda was put together Tuesday evening and then posted on Wednesday morning, that gave us the 48 hours notice.
Okay. Thank you.
And also, that's what we start, I think we start talking about dissemination of information, like talking to council persons. That's where you need a full-time city manager, right? Which Lisa has 2 jobs right now. We're gonna discuss that in about 15 minutes. Okay, go ahead, Alan. Do we need to go ahead and skip through? So 3, 4, and 5 are all related, is that correct? And they're related in regards to the canoe stuff? Sounds to me like, at this point, canoe is not feasible. So, is everybody comfortable skipping agenda items 4 and 5, and just moving on to 6, which is unrelated to canoe? Is everybody here comfortable with that? Go ahead.
6 is,
Request authorization.
Yeah, 6 is, so 4 is the booster pump, which is related to canoe, or 4 is, 4. 5 is the well pumps at Canoe well field, and 6 is the first that's unrelated to canoe. Request authorization for installation of a temporary treatment system at the west well site.
and this may involve another meeting in the future.
Okay. We got plenty of them, we got one Tuesday.
All right. I have been digging frantically with the team, trying to find a solution to what we have going right now. We've got 2 options on the table that can be done within 60 days. That'll give us 1 million gallons a day. One is construction of a new well and blending the water with the water we've got coming from Foss. The well would have to be drilled to DEQ standards, of course. On that well, we pulled water quality samples this morning. They're being fast-tracked up to Stillwater Dagger Labs. We'll have everything back by Tuesday on the water quality. Depending on the water quality that comes back, we can hit that with disinfection and stick it right into the line.
So test wells already been drilled?
Not a test well.
Not test wells,
Just
just
an existing.
existing, okay.
The next option, which is the faster option, probably a little more costly, but it's fast, is using the existing well and setting a temporary reverse osmosis unit. And that can be done in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
So we can have 1 million gallons of water a day in 2 weeks?
Again, I look back at some emails that I kept from August and September of 2012, and at that time, the wells that we're talking about were not only tested for water quality, there was There was some negotiations that were going to begin with our engineers at that point to possibly utilize this resource as a temporary piece of our puzzle. And for some reason, it's now being brought up again, but it was laid to rest for some reason. And the uranium was high on this well, and I was under the impression that it could be blended with the water that's coming in from Fox into our tanks. Is that accurate, do you think?
I'm not sure on what happened in 2012 out there. I mean, I wasn't involved in that.
So,
I do.
but Severn Trent, were they involved in 2012?
They were running our water treatment plants, but at that point, they wouldn't have anything to do with wells. What are we
Water-
trying to figure out?
The water quality is, what I'm saying is that the water quality of that well is good, it was tested. And it was, for both wells. One of them, he mentioned it was pure salt, and the other one was a really good well.
What are we trying to figure out? Are we,
Well, I just, where are we going? I mean,
well, we've got
if
this direction, they're telling you what they want to do right now. Why aren't we
So
talking about it? Let's get this done.
I mean, we need a quick fix to a problem.
My point being is that if it's the quick fix, we were on that in 2012. That's my point.
John, what was your job? Were you the?
No, I'm
Let's talk about today. Let's talk about moving forward.
What's the cost on this? You mentioned that the cost would be sizable in terms of the 2-week option that we have. To get it online in 2 weeks, what's the cost of it?
I don't have the exact hard number, it's gonna be $1 million or so.
$1 million or so? Is that everything? Is that the
Turnkey
pipe?
done.
I would check it out.
If I asked after that question. I say with a checkbook.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the other option? You want to give us some more information on the first option?
The first option is drilling a well, put it into DEQ standards, and if the water quality is such that we can, it's gonna be the cheaper option. It's gonna be 60 to 70 days out. And disinfection unlimited.
Now, on both of these, if you're requesting authorization, we have no idea what either one of these are gonna cost us. So would that authorization automatically include a blank check, and we can just go ahead and just do it?
I was expecting to have firm hard numbers back this morning, and they didn't come.
Who are you waiting on? Who are you waiting
So,
on? First, two engineers.
Can we table this and talk about Tuesday? Do we have the numbers by Tuesday?
Do you have any idea what option one might cost?
Ballpark, $500,000. Ballpark.
Deborah, do you have any idea how we would pay for either?
Well, my question there would be, is this gonna be part of our long-term water plan, solution that we have a team working on, or is this going, that we would do a long-term financing for all this type of stuff?
Say what?
Through Burns and McDonald and all
Right.
this team, are we gonna, is that something we're gonna long-term finance, or is this something we're gonna cash flow right now?
And that's a good question, because we're already committed to spend almost $700,000 with a team that's supposed to come back with these
For phase
type
one?
of plans
For
and
phase
different
one.
options, and so it looks like we could be spending money that's just temporary. To fix a temporary problem, we're spending money that we can have an answer to in another month.
If we go with the first option, which is the well, that well's gonna be part of it. That well is,
And the team would already accept that as being part, what's our commitment to that, the team's effort to make that part of their plan.
And that's if you commit to phase two.
Right.
Okay.
Wait a minute, let me back up here a minute. Clarify this again to me, just what we just said here. You're saying that this well that is producing 1 million gallons a day is going to be part of the team's phase two?
If we accept phase two.
if we accept phase two, yes.
Why isn't it part of our portfolio right now?
That's what he's asking us to do.
That's it. We can have it.
This was for the reason we can't take that existing well and blend it with
We can't put that straight into the distribution.
We can't put
system.
that straight into the system because it is not drilled according to DEQ
That's
specs.
right. That's right.
That's what I know.
That's correct, absolutely.
And isn't anything that you said the other day, anything that we are going to do is going to require permitting, engineered plans and to go forward?
The engineered plans are done.
So option one is how many days
The
out?
permitting's gonna get fast tracked.
How many options?
60, 75 days.
60 to 75 days out.
It looks to me like
August,
we need,
September.
Wait and see what phase one is all about, and then fully accept phase two if you choose to do that, but we're spending good money here, and we've already admitted to spending good money in phase one, so the time
Right, as
frame is
a
on that.
city, we're postponing the water situation for another, what is it, until
6
we meet with
weeks.
them? 6 weeks.
So what it say this though? So option two is 2 weeks away, right, once you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Same situation where FOS goes down. Bad situation. What would we do? That's such a big, that's the question though, isn't
You
it?
go Clinton Lake for emergency purposes.
How long can Clinton Lake run and feed this down?
Maybe 20 days. We were pulling it down 3.5 inches a day before it started raining.
Or it would be
24
tight.
hours.
It'd be tight. So say FOS goes down, we crank up Clinton Lake, right, that would be what we would do. Then we'd always have to pull the trigger on option two, which is 2 weeks away, 14 days. It'd be close.
did you approach, when you were talking to DEQ in case of a dire emergency, would they not let us pump water from that well on Haggard Road directly and out on an emergency situation?
No, not directly into it.
How quick can we get an RO skid plant?
2 weeks. We can have it piped in and done. 2.5 weeks.
So it says temporary treatment system, how long is temporary?
I would say until we have our own.
Okay, okay.
So,
Well, is the pricing gonna be a year lease?
Yeah.
Well, I hate to put it off even just a few more days, but I think we're gonna have to have better numbers to decide. I think I would.
Talking about waiting until Tuesday? Is that what you're talking about?
Wait until we get the numbers, which should probably be about 2.
well, and
I think we can have for sure solid numbers, but
But, and again, the question I have is duplication, spend money that we really don't have to spend, because your team is gonna be back in a few weeks with these same ideas. We're gonna
in
go
the
ahead and-
meantime, our usage.
Now, can we fold the cost into what their phase one cost is, or is that gonna go into phase two? And therefore, we don't have a way to pay for it yet, do we?
Can we get away with either option one or option two, assuming that Severn Trent is going to be, and Burns and Matt are going to be the people who are in charge? Can we fold the cost of option one or option two into phase two? Should we go that route with Severn Trent?
If that's agreeable, I mean, I would think
It's
that
up to them,
a
isn't
team, that team is.
You can.
We
And I
can
think
answer
that's,
that.
I
Yeah,
think
that-
that's what they're trying to do anyways, find all these solutions. We just
Okay.
haven't got those answers yet in the phase one presentation. If we don't move on to phase two, we pay for phase one
Yeah.
out of our cash.
What kind of money have we spent so far flushing lines this past weekend?
Around 20,000.
We're going to put us, if we wait too long because we're afraid of money, we run the risk of really putting ourselves in a jam of not having water. So we sat up here last week, and Donald and Jeremy were telling us not to turn on Clinton Lake, and we pounded our fists and said, we need water now. And now they're giving us an option, and we're backing up because of the money.
I think it's just smart to know how much you're gonna pay for this, you
I know.
And we can't get that information until Tuesday, so, and right now, you're asking us to authorize this project, and you have no idea what it's gonna cost.
I agree that we cannot authorize it right now because we don't know what the cost is, but when it rolls around to Tuesday,
Then
and
we're
we have the
prepared to
numbers.
we're prepared to pull the trigger.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
We need to know.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You think you can have them on Tuesday?
I'll have
I wonder if Tuesday, if Severin Trent could be here, or whoever their finance people are here, talking with us about some kind of financing, if you choose either option one or option two. You think that'd be possible? Then we'd be here Tuesday?
I have to get all this, that, people
I think we need to meet with them sooner than our second meeting in August.
Yeah, you think she could come back Tuesday to talk with us about these two options of financing? And also how it might roll into the plan? I think that'd be a good idea to have her here. What do you, how much you make, Don? $50 a month? You think that's-
47.
You're on it. I think you're on it.
46 something, and that's about 1960.
Yeah.
Go over and everything.
Yeah. Right, right at least.
Do you think do you think you'll get those numbers sooner? You said you were expecting them possibly by today.
I was expecting them by 10:30 this morning, and they didn't have them all together.
Could you get them, maybe get them to Lisa's, or get us,
As soon as I
so we
get
can
them.
get them maybe before
Yeah,
Tuesday?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we need to get,
I can, as soon as they email to me, I can email straight to Lisa.
Now, we've already started production on this next one. You said you shut the wire off, shut it off this morning.
And I didn't want to just keep pumping it till the end of the day.
So Mayor, you entertaining the motion to stop production?
Oh, yeah. Agenda items, yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll make that motion.
Second, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Trustee Simon?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Hewland?
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yeah.
Chairman Adams?
Yes. Okay.
One thing on
Yeah.
the water plant end of it.
Yeah.
We, got the line full and flush, we pulled our first back tee Wednesday night, and it came back good, our second one is good officially at 3 o'clock today. At this point, if we do need to fire that plant back up, we've got the line clean and charged, and it's good for 3 days in the line. After 3 days, if we fire it back up, we'll have to issue a oil order when it hits town and get 2 more back tees, so we're 3 days out in an emergency. But the water's down to immediate at this point, so,
Well, at least we know the plan.
yeah. Yeah.
That 2 million gallon change, that'll get us back for how long? I think.
Yeah, that storage tank is 1 day.
Well, I know y'all worked hard this last week, and I appreciate it.
You too.
So we did appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don, a lot.
All right.
See you Tuesday. Entertain a motion to adjourn this portion of the special meeting?
I so move.
Second.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Hewland?
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yes.
Trustee Simon?
Yes.
Chairman Adams?
Yes, ma'am. Call to order a special meeting of the Clinton City Council, and now entertain a motion to move to executive session to discuss the employment of city managers. Anybody? Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need executive session.
Let's take one. Let's take one, so everybody's, do you need, does anybody need one?
I'm good.
Does anybody need one?
Do you know what terms you're gonna offer?
Yeah. Okay. Well, stop it. Do you need one?
No, I know what you're on, and we're gonna go ahead, it's not on the agenda to vote to do anything other than executive session.
Can we make a motion to extend the contract with him? I'll make a motion that we extend the contract. How do I need to word it?
Go ahead and say what terms you want to put in the contract. Motion to extend the contract to whoever you're going to extend it to, and what the salary is, and any terms that you think are pertinent.
Hasn't that all been laid out?
You have a copy of it?
I've got a copy of it. How much of this do I need to read?
You don't have to read the whole thing, just do the high points.
Okay. Somebody needs to make a motion other than myself, I suppose. When we hit the first high point is to extend, I can obviously say names now,
Yes.
to a man by the name of Mark Skiles. He was the city manager of Blackwell. The first pertinent term is in regards to salary is for $3,846.15 on a bi-weekly basis, and that puts him right at about $100,000, correct? Another pertinent area of the contract is the city will, instead of a car stipend, the city will own a vehicle and then provide it to Mark. Just, I don't know, with the sick leave and stuff, so I'm good with it. And moving stipend of $2,500. And these are, Ryan, these are things that are different from the others, from our last city contract, is that correct?
Whatever you think is perfect.
Whatever I think is correct.
You have a number or anything on your contract?
That was, I mean, the big number is the salary, $700,000 a year.
Can we just- Can I just make a motion that we extend the contract as written by our city attorney that we all have reviewed with the salary, mentioned by the mayor of $100,000 annually?
Because it wasn't attached as an exhibit, or it wasn't on the agenda,
Okay.
we need to make sure that we're clear as to what you all understand the contract is paying.
Yeah.
So that whenever I send it to him, that it's the contract that you all approve. That's what I want to make clear.
And those three terms that I just mentioned were the terms that we ended up having, we're negotiating for.
Yeah.
So I think those are the
There
only
was
terms.
some consideration with the health benefits that,
It's the same as Steve's contract was in regards to health insurance for him and his dependents. So I probably think that's probably sufficient, I would think, because those were the key negotiating terms. So, does somebody want to repeat that in a
You don't
motion?
have to repeat it, just-
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we extend the contract to Mark Skiles with the terms that the mayor has aforementioned.
you have a second?
yes,
Councilman Hewland,
Yes.
Councilman Simon,
yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Rudolph,
Yes.
Mayor Adams.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I entertain a motion to adjourn this. Yeah, you want to say something?
He will start Monday.
He will, that's correct. Yes, he's going to stay, he said he'll be in town, Sunday night. That'll be my first meeting.
provided he accepts the contract.
Provided, which would really be frustrating. Entertain a motion to adjourn this portion of the special meeting and the special meeting code.
I'll make that motion.
Councilman Hewland,
Yes.
Councilman Rudolph,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Simon,
Yes.
Mayor Adams.
Yes, ma'am.